So we just finished talking about NSF fees. Let's talk about returned items. So checks that you deposited but the payer had insufficient funds. So returned item, when we deposited our oldest's check and he had insufficient funds, that was considered to be a returned item. Checks that have not yet reached the bank are called outstanding. Okay, so say we gave Dave Ramsey that check and he walked around with it for a couple weeks in his wallet. That would be an outstanding check, meaning that it hasn't yet been processed by the bank. So deposits that have not reached the bank are called deposits in transit. So keep in mind that when a bank statement arrives, the balance on that statement will not agree with the checkbook balance so the balance that you keep in your checkbook, until the account has been reconciled. So be sure that you understand that both balances need to be adjusted. Adjusting so that the check register agrees with the statement or vice versa will not inform the account holder how much money is really in the account. Okay, so you have to adjust both. In case you forget which balance, the checkbook or the bank, gets adjusted for various situations, there's a question you can ask, and you ask, who didn't know? So, if the bank didn't know about outstanding checks and deposits in transit, therefore these adjustments are made to the bank balance. So Dave Ramsey is walking around with our check, but he hasn't deposited it yet. Then the bank doesn't know, so we have to adjust the bank balance. If the checkbook didn't know the amount of service charges or other debits or interest collected, these adjustments are made to the checkbook. So say your bank gives you interest every month for the money you have in your account. Well, your checkbook balance, your checkbook, doesn't know about that interest, so you have to make adjustments on your checkbook. So generally, the only adjustments that are made to the bank balance are outstanding checks, deposits in transit, and the occasional bank error. Okay, the occasional bank error is one of the reasons why we keep track of our checkbook balance. Another reason is so that we don't give someone a check and not have sufficient funds and then get slapped with fees and possible embarrassment. So everything else is most likely to apply to the checkbook. In case you're not sure whether to add or subtract an item, think of it in terms of your own money. Okay, this is a really good way. So ask, would this increase or decrease the amount of money that I have? So the steps to reconcile a bank statement, which we are going to do in just 1 minute, is the first, you have to calculate the adjusted checkbook balance. Then you have to calculate the adjusted bank balance. And then you have to compare the adjusted balances and make sure that they are equal. So on the next video, we will go over how to reconcile a bank statement.